All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Freezin for NFC North Podcast, episode 181. It is draft month, April 2026. We are a few weeks away from the NFL draft, so why not talk about NFC North general managers? We're going to do that and rank them and then maybe talk about other prospects. Obviously, it's been a couple weeks, so definitely glad having everyone back at it. And you can find me on NFLOutdated on Twitter X, on YouTube, on Instagram, and Freezin 4 pod on TikTok. I definitely enjoy having everyone in. And as we get started, Dre, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on X, Twitter, at Skullman Sports, talking Minnesota sports and everything, just for fun. But thanks for having me on again.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, talking about GMs, I was like, surely the Minnesota Vikings had one by now, and I'm looking. I'm like, no, I don't see one. It still comes up as Kwesi Adolfo-Menso. So I was like, oh, okay. We'll talk about that. That's definitely interesting as the draft comes, but obviously lots to get to on that. And Trev, always welcome and glad to have you on. Where can everyone find you as we get started?
Thanks for having me on. You can find me everywhere. RevTrevNFL. Listen, on TikTok and all those places, it's lots of fun because I do short content. But on X, I'm always putting out fires, you know? It's always crazy people on X, and it's wonderful. So follow me everywhere.
Well, yeah, it's funny. Obviously, I like to start stuff on Twitter. And, I always bring you guys in to say, hey, you know what? We got something here. And it's funny because the guy was coming in like, oh man, your podcast must stink. I'm like, oh, come on. Yeah.
It's like talking about my child, man. What's wrong with you, bro?
And someone said, hey, you don't get many clicks or views. I'm like, as if I do it for clicks and views. Come on. Oh. It's just fun.
That's what it always is.
It is.
What's wrong with people today? They can't agree to disagree. You know what I mean?
I know.
Where do they can't have a rivalry? Like they can't handle a they don't even know what a debate is anymore. I feel like, I'm sorry, I'm ranting already, but it's like just our society. There's something wrong with our society that we have to fully agree. This channel is exactly what's right with the world.
Right.
4 different teams that can talk and debate and have a nice time together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And we actually bring facts, not feelings. Obviously, we bring some feelings as well, but obviously it's all good-natured stuff, and it's not like just your team stinks, and it's all about kind of like the whole picture of things, right? So Ian, in 7th letter, always enjoy you coming on. Where can everyone find you as we get started here?
7th letter 4, Twitter X, same OG, Instagram and Facebook. Always a pleasure being with you gentlemen, even if some don't think so.
All right, so obviously it's draft month. It's crazy to think.
One thing.
Oh, go ahead.
It's our anniversary.
It's the podcast anniversary.
No, the first time I ever was on this podcast.
I love how the your anniversary.
It's our anniversary, man. Why is my shit freezing?
I don't know. It's it keeps doing that.
And it's like ridiculous.
Well, happy anniversary. Yeah, it's crazy that I had you on the podcast initially, and I'm like, we have a Lions guy, we have a Raiders guy. Maybe we have some different angles there, but yeah, he's going to come back on. But yeah,
Elvis has left the building.
He has left the building. Well, yeah.
Happy anniversary. I'm out.
Well, as we kind of, you talked about that, Trev. Also, obviously it's the off season, and right in between here, draft is coming up, all of that. But it's playful back and forth. The one thing I love about Packer fans is they're very predictable. Very predictable on the arguments, and you kind of always go back to, well, we won 20 years ago. We won, obviously as a Packer fan, you're excited for the now. You're not just excited for 20 years ago, right?
Absolutely. And that's the thing. Like, the thing about our team is 3 years in a row coming into the playoffs, it's 7th seed. And it's like, okay, the excuses of us being young, it's over now, right? The time's now. We've been building. And so I like what we've built on, but I want to see. We have to see more. We can't be happy at just sliding into the playoffs anymore. You know what I'm saying? So this is the thing about, we've been there 3 years in a row. No one else in our division has. But out of all of our teams in the last 3 years, like, how many of us have won more than one playoff game? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's been rough for the NFC North, So,
well, and this is what I enjoy about you. Obviously, you're realistic, you're a passionate Packer fan, but I think you can't just rely on the same kind of, well, we beat the Bears, this is the record versus the Bears. None of that matters. What matters is the same. If the coaches and the players are similar, got a quarterback. The last couple of years, obviously that matters. Obviously, kind of going forward matters. Anything can happen in 2026. We don't know what's going to happen. I mean, who could have, predicted the Vikings were, going to. Well, I guess I did kind of provoke. I did, Dre.
It's true. Okay, but it's the other one. It's the Detroit. No one saw Detroit coming dead last in the division, right?
I mean, when you look at it, I didn't know if they would do so good, but I don't know, Dre. But obviously, a lot of things with the Vikings as well. There's a lot of chatter as far as the quarterback. I mean, there's a lot that can happen.
I mean, for sure. Like we have obviously a lot of. I've said it the last few weeks is that, like, with the Kyler Murray situation, especially, it's high risk but high reward for really cheap, relatively speaking. So I'm all for it. We'll see what happens. The ceiling is high. So
Dre, I haven't seen this much quarterback flip-flopping for a long time. Obviously last year it was JJ McCarthy is going to be the next Tom Brady. Now it's JJ McCarthy is going to be holding the clipboard. I haven't seen this since the Bears drafted Caleb Williams, and I had to say my swan song to Justin Fields. But hey, I mean, I still live and die by what I thought Justin Fields could be. I think the coaches messed him up. I hope he's got a chance to really do something with the Chiefs.
Yeah, because right now he has a higher chance, relatively speaking, to get a Super Bowl ring before Caleb Williams.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
Just because I'm just saying, because like the Chiefs have, like, everyone's gonna be still worried about the Chiefs, like, relatively, like, they have the record.
I get that. I mean, Seventh Letter was on this last year, though. I don't think he was afraid of the Chiefs.
I'm not, yo. I just keep getting hurt.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, I get hurt, yo. I'm just aggravated.
So I guess that leads into our question here. So obviously it's draft month. We're going to be talking about prospects eventually, but I thought I want to look at this a little bit different in point of view. Obviously now we talk about general managers. So I mean, is it coach? Is it GM? Or what are your thoughts on Brad Holmes as a GM? And give your case for maybe him being the best in the division, or maybe is he not as good because of something that's happening with all of the injuries with the Lions?
It's not really that, yo. He's pretty good, like balancing the budget and stuff. He drafts well early. Early in the game, before, I do think last year's draft he got a little big headed. You know what I mean? A little conceited, for lack of a better term, and the way he drafted last year. We had needs, and he was okay with what we had already, and obviously we weren't. I think Frank Ragnow kind of left us hanging, and he didn't go get another guard or something. He trusted in Graham Glasgow, because for the most part Graham Glasgow played okay, but when the playoffs came and against the Commanders, he looked crazy. And he just kind of looked. He played at the beginning of the year. He was okay, and then it just got terrible from there. Our backup that we just traded for, like in the middle of the season, played better than him. So it was pretty tough. Right now, it seems like my team is imploding. The media is getting in there. We always been kind of quiet in the off season in regards to our leadership, and now, like, we had to pay people. We drafted well. We got to pay those premium players, and they getting paid. We got to pay Jameer. He's going to probably be the highest paid running back in the NFL. We got to do a lot of things. We couldn't keep Anzalone. Taylor Decker didn't want to take a pay cut, so he's crying. So all these people that are no longer with us anymore are crying, and it's getting to the media, and we looking crazy right now. Like, it's so irritating. They just, what's up with the Lions? Like, oh God, yeah. I always knew who Taylor Decker was. It's Brad Holmes is a good GM. I think he has to kind of have a good draft in the later this month for me to like get him back to great again. We had a lot of early picks. He kind of nailed all those, but what's going on right now, and I would say even the last two drafts kind of been a little mediocre. So hopefully he kind of gets back on his good foot and retool us, and we can compete for the division again. But I ain't gonna lie, man, with all this stuff happening, and Frank Ragnow had to pay. I mean, I don't know. I don't like that thing we do where if somebody retires, they got to give half of their bonus back. Like, I don't like that. But, for Frank Ragnow, he should have gave all that shit back. Fuck that. But just leave like that last year without a backup plan and messed up our whole season because he was that important to us. Taylor Decker, you go back to Arizona and cry. If he was that good, somebody else would have paid you by now. You know what I'm saying? If you were that good. But they're going to wait you out to after training camp and then pick your garbage ass up off the street for $10 million a year. And you're still not going to get $20 million. A man made $100 million with us. And he's crying. And he didn't play all that well last year either. So, yeah, he played injured. That's fine. You're supposed to. You get paid a lot of money. This is why you get paid so much. So I don't feel sorry for him. He just sitting there listening to Alex Anzalone. I never seen a white man cry so much. God damn, yo. Go to Tampa Bay and just have a good time. Go back to Florida. That's where you wanted to be. Go. He crying, and Frank Ragnow played with a broken throat. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what me do. You know what I'm saying? I go to work all the time. My son was sick. I was at work. You know what I'm saying? That's way more important than Frank Ragnow's throat playing a game. You know what I'm saying? So all this crying and shit, ain't nobody crying that didn't get resigned and they went somewhere else and made some money. He's sitting over there crying because we didn't give him the money he wanted. And he's about to be 30. And we got Jameer. We got to sign. I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jameer ain't making money yet. You made all the money you going to make. You 30 now. Relax. I don't know. He might not be 30 yet. Let me check. Let me make sure I'm right. Let me for somebody fact check me, and I'm going to get mad because they ain't going to say it.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the Lions, Brad Holmes, obviously, I mean, sustained success, right? So that's
31.
He's older. Yeah, I mean, sustained success, that's what you want from a GM, and the Lions haven't had that. So
we was over 500 last year.
No. Prior to Brad Holmes, there was not sustained success. So obviously, by default, Brad Holmes is probably the best GM that the Lions have ever had. I mean,
I would do agree. I do agree.
Like
the one. I forget the guy we had. He works for the 49ers now, but he's the guy that drafted Stafford, Sue, DeAndre Levy. He got Reggie Bush to come over. He got Golden Tate. He got Glover Quinn. Like, he did good too. It's just, when Sue left and DeAndre Levy got hurt, like, the whole defense fell apart. But he did pretty good. He didn't draft Calvin Johnson, but he got Matt Stafford. He got a pretty good team. You know what I'm
And
saying?
on that, I had to bring you in on some Matthew Stafford slander that we had put that down to bed on Twitter.
He bugged out. He bugged out. I don't know what he was talking about. I think I just think he was just trying. Maybe he don't. I mean, if he's a Packer fan, they consistently beat the Lions when Stafford was there. You know what I mean? I always say this. Jared Goff has won games. Matthew Stafford consistently lost. Now that could be the coaching staff, the personnel we have now, but Jared Goff has won way more big games in his little 6-7 years he's been with us than Matthew Stafford did in the 10-12 he was in Detroit. So I don't know. But he is. I love Stafford. Trust me. I honestly, like, if he would have been under this regime, I would have been happy to have him, and we probably would. I don't know. We probably would be a little better. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I ain't gonna lie. The way he looked last year, he was unbelievable. So he's a world class. His arm is one of the best we've ever seen. You know, and there's plenty of great quarterback Marinos and Brett Favre's and Matthew Stafford. And arm talent wise is up there with all of them. You know, so that'll always be my kid. You know, I love him, but I'm happy with Jared Goff. You know, I'm happy with him. I just want to protect him. That's all.
So obviously, yeah, we're talking about Brad Holmes as one of the better division GMs, and you know they have sustained success. They've been division champs twice, 2 years in a row. All right, so now let's go ahead and move on to the Packers GM, Brian Gutekunst. All right, so when you look at him, Trev, give us the case for Brian Gutekunst being the best GM in the division.
Yeah, like in Goot we trust. Okay, so here's the thing about Goot. He's methodical. He's building, and I think Goot has balls. That's what I'm telling you. Big balls, Goot. That's what I'm going to call him right now. You think about it. Everyone's going to talk about the Parsons trade, right? Which is massive, massive. Okay. And so far, so good. Obviously got injured, but we gave up a fair bit to get him. But what I like is going out and getting Josh Jacobs, McKinney. Like, he hasn't just sat there and said, we draft, we develop. It's like he went out there, and it's like things that the Packers have not done for a long time. I'm talking like Reggie White coming. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking like, I liked it when we went and got Peppers. You know, that worked out good for us too. But we rarely go get guys. And now it's like we need to add to this team. So people are like, oh, you let Dobbs go. Did you see how much Dobbs is getting paid in New England? Yeah, like, I like him, but he's not worth that.
His head got too big.
Yeah, his head's too big, right? So, like, he's like, and I like Dobbs. I think he's great. But, like, some of the moves that he made this year, a lot of people are like, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's like, I'm waiting until the draft ends before I say anything about that. I just think, like, drafting-wise, maybe not the best, but I would say definitely free agency. I've been so impressed.
So that I guess that's a question I've been thinking about as well. What is most important for a GM, free agency or draft?
I think it's both. Yeah. But it would definitely be draft. It would definitely be draft, like 1A, 1B. But I just think there's not a lot of movement that happens in free agency anymore. But trades are real hard to make in the NFL nowadays. Mm-hmm. So it's got to be the draft. Number one. I wouldn't even say 1A. I would say number one is draft. Number two has got to be free agency.
Yeah, because you got to look like the Vikings did a whole bunch in free agency.
Yeah.
But they couldn't build that depth, and they kind of got the injury bug a lot too the last couple of years. And that's the reason why they didn't go as far as they probably could have. Even in the Kirk Cousins years, they'd be good, and then somebody get hurt, and there's nobody to back them up. And that's all happens in the draft. You know what I mean? And that's why we were able to sustain in 2024, because we had drafted so well, you know? So that's
well, the trade helped you too. The Stafford trade helped the Lions.
Yeah, definitely. But Malcolm Rodriguez, 6th round pick. I forget the African guy. His brother played for the Ravens, but he signed with the Dolphins last year. Melifonwu, he was like a 3rd round pick. Kirby Joseph was another 3rd round. You know what I'm saying? These are good, solid players, and he kind of getting players. Craig Reynolds, who was pretty good for us. You know what I mean? So we built that team through free agency, team of players that nobody wanted that fit our culture. And when you get those type of people that are hungry and you build that depth, that's all through the draft and, you know what I'm saying, practice squad players, yo. We had somebody that fell off. He was our number 1 receiver at one point. You know what I'm saying? Before J-Mo and before Amon-Ra came on. So it's you know, Jamal Williams. Don't forget him. He was a real. He served us well. His 2 years with us. So, I mean, you know,
you're welcome.
So yeah, I mean,
I always like him because he used to kill us with the pack.
Yeah, we should have never let him go. Right.
See,
but here's the thing, though, Andy. One last thing. So, if you think about drafting for us, it hasn't gone great. Like,
I was just going to ask
the
that. Yep.
JSN should have been on this roster. Hindsight 2020. LVN Lucas Van Ness has not produced. Like, that bothers me. The first round fails for Goot is the only thing where I'm like, I get nervous. But if you think about, okay, it's like Tucker Kraft, what an awesome guy. And yes, but we drafted Musgrave before him. Right? So, like, it doesn't matter if you miss on some, as long as you hit on some, no one's going to be 100%, right? And this is where I'm like, a lot of people criticizing for that. It's like, dude, they still drafted Tucker Kraft. Like, he's got to be top 5 best tight end in the NFL, if not top 3. Right?
Y'all missed him last year.
Exactly.
Y'all missed him.
So that's why I think, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, we don't know yet. We got the 2025 draft, and we've got 1 year under the belt. Obviously, we'll talk about the Bears stuff, but the Packers, I mean, in that playoff game, I thought it was the nail in the coffin, that Matthew Golden touchdown. I thought, okay, this is it. I don't know what the deal is, but why LaFleur didn't use more in those type of situations. But as a division opponent, I am a little bit afraid of kind of what Matthew Golden might become. So at pick 23, if he does become something, a complimentary wide receiver to Christian Watson can stay healthy, that might be a good pick. But then you look at some of the other ones, Anthony Belton, Savion Williams, Baron Sorrell, those are the other picks. I mean, how are they so far with the Packers?
I mean, that's the thing, right? It's time. It's too early. It's too early to say, but sometimes the 3rd round picks become starters. And then you're hitting, but like you look at okay, for example, the trades, like or the free agency and the trade, like getting a guy like Franklin and letting Quay Walker walk. It's like, okay, I'm really nervous about that. Maybe Franklin's gonna ball out in Green Bay. We don't know yet, but even the Hargrave, right, didn't play great in Minnesota. Played awesome in Philly. I don't know what we're going to get. If he can plug that hole and do something, like all of a sudden it looks like, wow, Goot knows what he's doing. And you know what I mean? It's like one of those things. Which one of these things happen? But like the Sorrell one, everyone wants this guy to do it. You know what I mean? That was such a cool story, right?
Yeah.
Especially
that was a cool moment.
Bears fans.
Well, hey, I was right there, right in front row when he was drafted. So, I mean, teammates with Matthew Golden now again. Obviously, he's a big dude.
Yeah. So some of these guys take more time to develop, as we all know, right? And we'll see. We'll see. Like this year is going to say a lot about Lucas Van Ness. It's going to say a lot about these pickups that Goot did. I like that the effort, and we'll see. Even this draft's hard for us because we don't have a 1st round pick for the next 2 years. And so if we suck at drafting first round, but we're great in second, we're in a good spot.
Well, I guess my question then, what would shake you from this in Goot we trust? Like,
I mean, we have no other option. That's the thing. It's not like because if he fails, he gets fired. They all get hired to get fired, right? And really, the ultimate goal is not only to win the division, but to win the Super Bowl, and we all get that. But nobody from our division has won a Super Bowl since 2011. Like this division is like, oh, this division is so strong. Man, we've struggled. It's been frustrating to watch. Like one of us had to. Like I think Detroit 2 years ago should have won the Super Bowl. But injuries and all that kind of stuff, and they didn't, right? It is what it is. I mean, now Bears fans think they're going to be great for the next decade, and and who knows? Maybe Kyler Murray is God's gift to football again. Like, who knows? But at least what's good about our division is the coaching's good. The coaching's real good in our division,
It is. It is. Well, let's move on to the Vikings. And kind of speak of that, I mean, I wonder if KOC is kind of the de facto GM in Minnesota right now. So go ahead, Dre, give us, I mean, are the Vikings in the neighborhood as far as the GM, coach, best in the division? Are they worst or I don't know really what to say here.
So what I'll say is that I think that they're I think that it's a dual type or technically a trifecta of GMs in one area. And I say that from offensive GM, KOC, defensive, Brian Flores, financial side is Brzezinski. That's how it is, because at this point, like, I mean, we know that because Brzezinski, like, he wasn't like the top GM, like when he was it, like before Spielman was. So like, and I know that he's been like dealing like decently, like with the financial side of things. So I think that's where he comes into it. But when it comes to players, it's going down to KOC and Flores. And I think that's, if anything, they have full control over essentially who they want to draft and where they're drafting. It's not really, I don't think it's going to be as much of a commit. I mean, obviously they're talking to each other, but I think it's fully on both of them, who they want to pick in the offense and defense respectively. So if anything, I'll say that they don't have to at this point really, like, they're not going to have that much like discussion with Brzezinski of, let's pick up this tight end versus pick up this receiver or safety. They're going to take the best player available and they're going to talk to each other, and that's it. And they obviously have a good relationship. Obviously they've been coaching very well together. So, what shorter lineman? Why would we ever do that?
He's a Lions guy, man. He's trolling here.
Okay.
Anyway. What I am looking forward to is, like the during the draft, they have the cameras and everyone, regardless of who you pick, they all kind of celebrate like, yeah, we got our guy. And I'm really interested to see how that's going to look in the Minnesota cam. Like, are they going to like high five each other, or I don't know who really is in control there. KOC, Flores. I don't know if you can have like all of that stuff. Like, you almost have to have someone that's going to be like, all right, or some type of hierarchy to say, okay, well, best player available. I just don't know how you can have like, not have a GM going into the draft, but that's obviously from outside looking in.
Yeah, I think like generally, like, I mean, yes, I think that there is the GM aspect of like trade value and stuff, but I think at the end of the day, Flores and KOC know what positions they want. Like, I can say what I really want, like, for them to pick up. They know more than I do, obviously. So, like, they know that if Thieneman or the safety from Oregon is available, they're probably going to take him. Or if the tight end from Oregon is available. I mean, like, frankly, he is a really good player. And the fact that we don't pick again, I don't remember offhand, but like, so it's like, I mean, you look at that and look at the needs, and when like they're not dumb when it comes to it. So it's like they can do it. It's just like, okay, if they realize that if like, I don't know, like the running back class is somewhat decent and they may not have to draft that high. Okay, maybe they can wait a little bit and then they can call Brzezinski and say, okay, go trade it and see if we can see what we can get for it. I think that's kind of, there's going to be that, like, I think the three of them are going to be talking at that point. And this is coming also from a guy who, I will say this, I think Kwesi's drafting is over criticized. Obviously I don't think he's like the best drafter in the world. Having said that, like, I also don't think like he's the worst. Like, yeah, we didn't have like bona fide hits, but like a lot of like fans will compare him to obviously Spielman, who had a lot of, obviously he went with Jefferson. Obviously he had Adrian Peterson in there. You have like a bunch of really good, but the man had 12 years to do that. Mm-hmm. So it's like you have all those hits, but you also have 12 years versus 4.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you kind of like, I'm not saying Kwesi's innocent in all this, but then again, like we've had decent drafts, like Jordan Addison, yes, off the field problems, but he's a decent receiver. Like he does, when he shows up decently as a number 2. And then Dallas Turner, he has played. And then going back to what y'all were talking about earlier, it's like the free agency. We've had a really good free agency like signings. Yes, we've had injury bug at some points, and it's not been like flawless. But we've also had Grenard. We've had Van Ginkel. Like, I mean, we've picked up good people in free agency. So it's not. It is a balancing game. Obviously, they didn't think that. I don't know if it is the J.J. McCarthy thing or if it's other things. Like there were some other problems. I'm not sure what it is behind closed doors, but I'm not gonna like overly criticize because I just don't think the sample size was there to really compare him to anybody. But so I'm looking forward to see what happens. Frankly, I think that it should be fun.
I think
mostly just because the positions that we need there's a decent class of them. Like we're not like fighting for a quarterback at this point. So
like when like I don't think it was like I don't remember what draft this was, but I think it might even be the Addison draft or maybe even before that. And Kwesi was talking, and I saw the way the coach was looking at Kwesi. And it was kind of with a little bit of disgust. So I don't think they were like locked in like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they were locked in enough. Like they weren't in lockstep. But also like with the coaches and whatever leadership is there now drafting, sometimes GMs kind of protect, coaches from themselves. And you probably might can get a premium player here, but you guys have needs. You got a lot of talent on the team. I can't even, you can't dispute that. Only thing really missing was a quarterback. And I don't really give him a lot of shit for drafting a quarterback. He was one of the top quarterbacks in the draft. He went and got him. If you wanted a quarterback, you can't help the fact that he was getting hurt all the time and not getting a chance to stack some weeks on top of each other. He missed his rookie year. I don't know, he missed half the season last year, right? Something like
pretty
that.
Much. Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, when is he supposed to grow? When is he supposed to develop? How? You got an excellent coach. He made quarterbacks out of anything. So if you give him a little time, I'm sure he'll develop, but he just wasn't available. That's not Kwesi's fault.
I agree with that.
I think y'all drafted one of the safeties from Georgia. He got hurt immediately.
He broke his leg.
You know what I'm saying? So he was going to be good.
Well, and then they had the draft pick that died too, so that didn't help.
Yeah. 6'2" cornerback. Like, I'm like, this is going to be crazy.
Before obviously the tragic event happens, I was actually really excited about that pick. I thought it was going to be really good, and then obviously the unfortunate thing happened.
Yeah, you can't blame Kwesi for that, man. Like, it's a lot of freak shit happen. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? They give a lot of worse GMs a lot more grace. I'll tell you that.
You know it's interesting too, because I think, and I've said this for a couple reasons. I think 2024 was a blessing and a curse for the Vikings. Obviously, you were surprised like with your schedule and just surprised like how well you did. But then it kind of like almost like overinflated Vikings fans in thinking, okay, you're better than you are. Well, no, maybe it was just kind of like you had this free agent or soon to be free agent quarterback that was having a career year. And obviously KOC defense, there's a lot of pieces there. But then your first pick in the 2025 draft was number 24. And I think that's hard if you're just kind of like, you're there, but you're not really there. Like, you're just kind of like, well, we're part of the playoffs, but we're not going to really go deep. Then you're like in the 20s. Then you may miss out on some of those premium players when you really have a roster that needs like a few of those. And obviously as a Bears fan, that's what I've been, glad that we've gotten a few recently, but you really need those. You can't just kind of,
they were 14-3. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Yeah, a lot of good teams, so it wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. But it was almost a fluke at the moment, though, because they didn't have their franchise quarterback. And obviously, in the NFL, the quarterback is everything. If you don't have one who's going to be there,
that same sucky quarterback is a Super Bowl winning quarterback right now. So,
do you know why though?
It have that defense,
that
defense. JSN, you know what I mean? The offensive coordinator is incredible. So it's a whole lot of, they were scheming some things.
A lot of that is gone now.
Yes. Yeah. They had to pay JSN. They had to. They had to. That's what happens when you got good players. You got to pay them, man. They fill the seats.
Well, speaking of good players and the division champs now, the case for Bears Ryan Poles is the best general manager in the division,
aka Black Joe Shane. Saved by a coach, just like Harbaugh about to save Joe Shane's ass. It will be in New York.
No. Well, here's the thing. Here's who I really think is responsible for saving Ryan Poles' job, because obviously Ryan, Poles, he was new, same time as Kwesi, and just trying to figure things out. What I loved about Ryan Poles coming in is he was a football guy, and we've been missing that. And he, played football. Like he knew that. He knew offensive line, the trenches. That's what we needed. And obviously he made some mistakes right away. But you got Justin Fields, and he wasn't his guy. All right. So what I love about Ryan Poles is, he has evolved. Part of it, I think he was saved by my guy, who I think deserves a statue outside Soldier Field, or the new stadium that comes. Lovie Smith deserves a statue outside the new Chicago Stadium for allowing the Bears to get the number one pick and be able to trade that and eventually end up with Caleb Williams and get DJ Moore, that whole thing. But I love my guy Lovie Smith.
Yeah, you do. You do.
So I think Ryan Poles was saved by that whole, actually having an opportunity to trade back, get a lot of pieces, and then really take some more swings at the draft. But you look at it, obviously, I know seventh letter, you question Ryan Poles, but you look at the draft in 2025. Colston Loveland, Luther Burden III, Ozzie Trapillo, who's hurt now, but it looks like he might be our tackle going forward once he gets healthy again. Shamar Turner. We had a Kyle Monangai, late round running back. So you look at a draft class. The Bears, I think, had the best 2025 draft class of the entire division, if not the entire NFL.
Like that was Ben Johnson's picks.
Okay.
That's all that was. That was Ben Johnson. He drafted differently than he's ever drafted before. That's Ben Johnson's pick. Those is all Ben Johnson. He got a tight end in the first round. Ben Johnson, be a tight ends coach. He loves those tight ends. He also sucked that quarterback, and sucky quarterbacks love tight ends. Then he got the running back in the 7th round, which was, a Rutgers guy. That was a luck up hit, but he was good for y'all because I had that real good offensive line. We ain't got no center no more, yo. It's gonna be different this year.
We got a center now.
Okay, if you call it that.
All right, so let's throw this out question here.
That.
Wait a minute.
Ben Johnson, sophomore slump incoming. I love, all these other fans of teams saying the Bears are one-hit wonder, all that. I think offensively, 2025 is the worst Ben Johnson offense is going to look.
Well, you playing at number one. You playing everybody number one this year. So,
I'm not guaranteeing a better record, although I think the Bears will win 12 games. We'll look at the schedule when it comes out.
Will guarantee a better record. When it comes down to it, we know you're going 15-2.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. Be that as it may, what I'm saying is Caleb Williams in 2026 will have 4,000 yards passing. This will be but also the running backs will be more balanced. Offensively, now that Caleb Williams has had another training camp, all this season of success and seeing how things work in the Ben Johnson offense, the sky's the limit for this offense. I'm not saying, maybe the Bears are going to win the Super Bowl yet. I might get there, but 2025 is the worst Ben Johnson offense is going to look. And, yes, I know you want to put all of these draft picks on Ben Johnson, and I would agree. I think Ben Johnson, he knows what he wants. He knows the offense. But also as a GM, it takes that kind of humility to kind of be like, okay, I hired this coach for a reason. Let's listen to him. And I think some GMs kind of get in their own way, and they're not able to do that. And I think, what Ryan Poles was able to do is take his offensive line expertise, his knowledge of the game, and then meld it with Ben Johnson. And so when you look at the draft, it's hard to look at any other draft in the entire NFL and see a better 2025 NFL draft haul than the Chicago Bears.
That's fair.
So
they all hit so far, right? Like that's that's amazing. But if you look at polls before that, people are saying he should be fired.
That's fair. That's fair.
One good draft year. If he can pull off another decent draft, then it's like, wow. Like, let's see. But I don't know. What do you think, Andy? It's no problem. He's going to do it.
No problem. Actually, okay. So let's go ahead. And
I was like, is he going to actually bite on this? Like, dang it.
All right, here we go. Let's see. The Vikes are in the weirdest position as an organization. Absolutely. They have a good roster, a precarious cap situation, not to mention they don't have an official GM under draft. It's messy.
I mean, the thing is with the cap, one, it's a rumor. Two, like Brzezinski has figured it out before, so I'm not worried about that.
All right, so let's go ahead and rank the GMs in the entire division. All right, so I'm going to start out with you, 7th letter. Ooh. 1 through 4.
Brad Holmes.
All right.
Goot. You and the Vikings. Vikings ain't got no GM.
All right.
The Vikings don't have one, so it's like NA. Not
I
after.
cannot. Okay, wait. So before. Okay,
so not last is that's how I'm reading that.
Yeah. You don't have.
All right. I guess we need to go to another question. You talked about. Trev, you said the draft is more important than free agency.
Yeah. It is, but they both matter.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if
Absolutely.
we're talking, that's the whole thing. There's 3 main things, right? No, 4 main things: draft, free agency, trades, and definitely contracts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are all. Maybe contracts supersedes all those, but you look at like a guy like Jordan Love. His contract comes out at the right time for him. And it's like, boy, that is going to be rough for him to like actually fulfill that. If he can actually be that amount of money, then we're good. But I mean, last year I thought he looked pretty good. So I don't know. Like, I think those 4 things is what I would use to do the barometer of that. And
tell us how
I like what I see. So
tell him how. Tell him how Ryan Poles is the number one. I'm looking at his.
Well, no. I wasn't going to ask that yet. Seventh letter. I was going to ask, like, if the Packers have not had a very good draft, how would in 2025? How would you put
Packers draft well?
Yeah,
the Packers in the playoffs every year except for
2025.
Huh?
Okay,
2025.
Okay, let's use 2025. Even if you hit on half of your picks, it's still going to work.
Yeah,
it's still going to work.
Well, all right. Packers 2024 draft.
Listen,
who do they get?
Edgerrin Cooper.
All right.
Look, Iowa. That one was awesome because I would have drafted him in the first round. They traded back and still got him.
All right.
So just saying.
Jordan Morgan, who I think will play an integral part of the offensive line this year, has to, right?
Has to.
He's kind of been a bust so far. You got Cooper, obviously stud.
Using the B word like it's,
Javon Bullard, is he even playing?
Yes. He's not that great right now.
All right. Marshawn Lloyd, I feel bad for what's
that's terrible. That's terrible.
Got Tyron Hopper. Okay, this was a big pick in round 4. Evan Williams. They got Evan Williams. He's a solid pick right there.
Totally. And Bullard was supposed to be the guy, and that's happened twice now. Musgrave and Kraft, and then you had Bullard and Evan Williams. Like, geez.
You got Jacob Monk. He's I don't know how hasn't really done all that well. Katana Oladapo. So all these are 2024 NFL drafts. So you've hit some. I get it. All right.
Yeah, but you said 2025, then you went to 2024. So
yeah, I went back. I went obviously 2025, 2024.
Because you knew we rocked it in 2025. Is that why you're like?
Oh no! All right. Do you want to go? No, 2025 was abysmal for the Packers. Let's go back. I was saving you the.
Okay, I'm ready. Hit me, Andy.
Matthew Golden, right? I mean,
he's still injured. Learning new system. Had an awesome playoff. So we'll see.
Played when the lights was on.
He had one play. One play.
Who cares? That was the best play of the year. And
I mean, did he have 100 yards?
One play is all you need.
Did he have 100 yards?
I don't think he did.
Let me see. I think he had 84 in that one. Let me just see. He struggled. I'll be honest. He struggled. I'll give you that. I wouldn't say an A+. I would say a C on that one.
So, all right. So you had round 2, pick 54, Anthony Belton, offensive tackle.
That's good.
Good. Did he play?
He's the God's gift of football. I'm just joking.
Savion Williams out of TCU, Baron Sorrell, Colin Oliver, Warren Brinson, Micah Robinson, John Williams.
Okay. So this wasn't our finest hour. Okay.
I was trying to save you the embarrassment.
I don't mind because listen, we should have drafted DK Metcalf. Instead we went and got Stenenberger or whatever the heck his name was. Like,
Sterenberger. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we missed on DK Metcalf and Scary Terry on that draft.
Yeah.
You hindsight 2020. All
right.
Think about it. We had a bad draft, Andy, and we still made the playoffs. And should have beat the Bears, but we didn't.
Because of a tie.
And exactly. And also, if we would have drafted better, we would have beat the Bears. No, it's just missing Parsons and Kraft. That's
2 freak games, man. First one, Romeo Dobbs can't catch an onside kick.
Yeah,
the playoff game, y'all gave up.
I know.
Winning teams win. Winners win. All right. And
true, Andy. Winners win.
All right, so seventh letter had his. All right, so I'm going to give you this one. Rank them, Trev. What are your GMs?
I'm going exactly with seventh letter. I agree with that.
All right, so you're going
Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings, and the only reason I'm going Vikings at the end because they don't have anyone right now.
All right.
So otherwise, I'd probably be picking the Vikings, but I'm just saying.
All right. What about you, Dre? Go ahead and pick your 4 GMs.
I'm gonna say the Vikings have the best record right now of GMs because they're 100% success rate at this point. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, they are not at the top. I'm not gonna say that.
Not a bad draft pick yet.
Yeah, exactly. No bad draft picks at all. I mean, I think like generally speaking, I think the Packers are at the top. I think then I would say Bears and then Vikings, Lions.
Wow. I feel like he's just trolling you, 7th letter, saying the Lions are the worst.
Yeah. He beat twice this year. He can talk crazy. I'm gonna let him get it away. I can't say much. Him and the Packers can say whatever they want to me this year. I can't fight. I don't have it. I have nothing to fight with anymore. It's all done. I'm embarrassed. So I can't even. Thankfully we beat the Bears at the end of the season, and then so I'm a little bit happy and can't wait. But this year was so just utterly disappointing. Just disappointed, like all year. Like, it was hard.
Well, this might not disappoint you. All right, so are you ready for my ranking the GMs in the division?
Go ahead. All
right, I'm going to start with number 4. All right. Obviously, the Vikings are the worst. There's a reason Kwesi Adofo-Mensah got fired. I think because
he's not the GM. You can't use him. He's not the GM. He is not comparable at this point.
But because of the situation, there's a reason that he got fired. The drafting, who knows? There's obviously not a GM. So obviously, the Vikings are the worst in the division. All right, 3rd in the division, I'm going to say are the Packers. All right, I know in Goot you trust. All right. But the drafts have been suspect. Lots of promise, suspect.
Okay.
He made just a splash move, which I think you needed to make in getting Micah Parsons, because obviously it's kind of like in a prove it time with the LaFleur Love connection. All right. I think with where Love is, he is a decent quarterback who has been very inconsistent. Like, he'll have some fantastic plays, but then he'll just look like he's lost. Like that last game in the playoff loss, he was waving things around like he didn't know what he was doing. Like an all-time great quarterback, a great quarterback, a veteran quarterback would not do that.
I mean, thankfully, all of Caleb Williams' crazy shit he do has worked out so far. So you know
what I like about Caleb in good and bad, he is decisive, and that's what I've said.
Is he though? You would call that decisive?
Oh, absolutely. He's calm and he's decisive. That last pass with the Rams, he threw it to a spot where he thought DJ was going to be. He went for the kill shot. Love and
this game was decisive, he'd be a lot more better with hitting the layups if he had a decisive game. He does not. That's the good part about Caleb Williams. The fact that he does is very improvisational. That's what makes people think he's good. Because I don't think he's that good. I think he's a superstar in a sense like Michael Vick was a superstar. Talented as they come.
No, you're not. No, you're not comparing Michael Vick to Caleb Williams. No.
Talent. Michael Vick had talent. Caleb Williams has talent, but they can't hit the layup. They do what they do better than anybody, or close to. Mm-hmm. But I'm sorry, you're not gonna do nothing throwing 50%. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. Okay, I get it. I get the false narratives of all can't hit the layups and all that. Okay, you look in that Rams game. And look at how many drops there were. There were short passes. There were a lot of drops.
I don't need the Rams game. I got a season worth.
You got a season worth. Yes. Look at, if you kind of go the tape from where he was to week 1 to the end of the playoffs, you look at how he transformed himself in not getting sacks from the year previous.
You know why? You know why? You had a better offensive line. That's why.
things still fell apart, and he was able to throw it away when he needed to. So, obviously all these false narratives about Caleb, and they're from division opponents that are jealous of my quarterback being the division champ. I get it. So, hey, we can talk ad nauseum about that. And obviously we're going to see his continued growth. So I'm excited about that. All right. So I said that the Packers were third in division. All right. Second best GM in the NFC North, according to me, NFL Outdated, is
come on, man.
Are you ready? Ryan Poles.
Fine.
All right.
Finally,
All right. So Ryan Poles, he's got a lot to prove, right? And I think, yes, seventh letter, you made some points. A lot of it was on Ben Johnson. And so, but that's the thing. I think the best GMs, coaches, they all elevate each other, and they work together in tandem. And the Bears, we haven't had that for a long time. We've had crappy leadership. We'll just say that. All right. So I am going to give it to Brad Holmes as the best GM in the division because of the sustained success. You're still there. You're still kind of one of the favorite teams. You've got a core there, quarterback. You've got skill players. So you've got a coach that can win. Obviously, he needs to figure some things out, but Brad Holmes has proven over multiple years that he is the best GM in the NFC North. How about that, seventh letter?
Congratulations, man. You made a really good choice, man.
I've seen the light.
You have made a really good choice. Yes. Yes, he is. To me, he just has to prove it again.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that. You're not talking about how he kept Eberflus for a second season when he should have fired him. We didn't. This is like Poles is awesome because he had one good year. Okay.
He got saved by a really good coach. He got a coach that got that. He's they call him Shanahan. Like he's a real good coach.
All right.
You got one finally, and he held y'all to a standard, and grown men finally perform like grown men. Because I've saw a lot of Bears games where I can see y'all giving up. Thankfully, you let go of DJ Moore, and I think you're going to be better for it. To be honest,
I would agree with that. I was surprised that's another thing.
I'm surprised you got a second round pick for him. I'm not surprised you let him go.
That's what I was going to say as well. Obviously, we're talking about, and he did it before the wave of everything going on. So he was ahead of the curve. That's another mark for Ryan Poles. He did that ahead of everyone else, kind of like traded everything like that. So he got the second, and then I think he was probably did it at the right time. And Buffalo needed a wide receiver.
They do really badly. Really badly.
All right. Well,
that signing Keenan Allen, how'd that go? Keenan
Allen was the best receiver on their team. He just never won nothing, yo. So he had that attitude. You need people that's winners. You know what I mean? DJ Moore was looking kind of, he never won nowhere. That's the best record he ever had his whole career.
Yeah. So we sold high on him. And okay, yeah. So obviously there were some issues with
as the coach during that time. You can't say.
But everybody, I think, was fooled by the new Flus. Flus got some threads.
No. You guys.
He grew a beard, and everybody he was new, and he was having
nice guy, real life. Great defensive coordinator, right?
Right. Beautiful family.
Oh,
wonderful.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, as people, Mitch Trubisky was an amazing guy. Not a great quarterback, not even a good quarterback.
Decent.
But fantastic guy.
Great backup.
Now we got a head coach.
He was Chicago's Christian Ponder.
We got a head coach who's taking his shirt off. He's taking shots at a division rival and saying, and he's a killer. And that's what I want.
Is he? But is he? Is he a killer? Well, why he ain't go for 2 against the Rams? He's a killer. Is he really? When he had to be a killer, he wasn't a killer. My boy would have went for 2.
Do you know why? Do you know why Colston Loveland was hurt?
I Now my boy don't care. He went into a game like, yo, we not punting, okay? So get it together.
Yeah.
That's how he went to game. He said we wasn't punting before the game started. Like, we not punting today. 4 down.
Lions liking the out. Oh, are the Lions going for a quarterback?
We do need a backup quarterback, definitely.
So do we.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
Millen
there's
was
a
still
lot
there.
of decent backup quarterbacks in this year's draft.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
I mean,
You ain't lying. I cannot stand Matt Millen. I don't like him on TV, nothing. He just don't get me started. Him and Fat Patricia, yo. If I ever, yo, I got spit for him, yo.
Patricia.
I got spit for him, yo. They ruined my team. Ruined my team. Oh my God.
All right. So, well, obviously, lots of stuff coming up with the draft. We'll probably be doing some more reviews in the next couple of weeks as we get closer to draft. This is going to be the first draft that I'm actually in a while that I'm not attending in person. So I'll probably do some live content during that. I just got to keep up with you, Trev. I mean, obviously, you're killing it on all your stuff and have a ton of energy, ton of great stuff. Where can everyone find you as we close out?
Yeah, RevTrevNFL, TikTok, YouTube, X, I don't know, Facebook. You can find me everywhere. Like, listen, the only place I'm not is Instagram. I know.
You're not missing much on Instagram.
It's hard to bust through on Instagram too.
It is. Absolutely.
I mean, if you just create an account, and just like reshare all your TikToks,
That's what I do.
That's what I do too.
Yeah. That's all it is at this point.
It's hard to grow that.
It is. And Dre, where can everyone find you as we close out?
You can hit me up on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, at Skullman Sports. Right now, mostly focusing on just draft research and also Timberwolves as we head closer and closer to the playoffs.
You're welcome for IO, by the way.
I'll take it. I mean, we have a point guard for next year, so I'm looking forward to it.
There you go. Well, you can find me on NFL Outdated on YouTube, on Instagram, the aforementioned Instagram, on YouTube, and on Freezin 4 Pod on TikTok. Obviously, lots of stuff coming up. And Seventh Letter, I always enjoy. I'm going to give you the catbird seat here because you do have the best GM in the NFC North. So where can everyone find you?
You can find me 7th Letter 4 on Twitter X, same OG on Instagram and Facebook. Always a pleasure to be with you, gentlemen. Enjoy the weather. Go to church, eat your vegetables, say your prayers, take your vitamins. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan.
Classic.
Sounds good, brother.
Once again, it's been the Freezin North Podcast, and we will catch you again next week as we do more draft preparations, and it's all coming quick. Thanks again, everybody, for commenting, and bear down. We'll catch you next week.
Peace.